Hi everybody and welcome to our session of ITPM 101. The title of today's presentation is McFlunk, an IT project scope management case study, and we'll be looking at scope management in IT project management. Many of you are probably familiar with the name McDonald's. The company as we know it today began in 1948. It now exists in over 34,000 locations around the world. It employs over 1,800,000 people and it is also considered the world's largest chain of hamburger fast food restaurant. But let's wind the clock back to 1999 and see what was happening at the time. During that year, the McDonald's Corporation had been facing several difficulties in its business activities. First, many of the company's customers were unhappy with the company's services and had lost faith in the brand's creativity in the US. Second, the company had little or no control over the sales and menu items that were being offered in its different outlets. There were no control mechanisms in place to monitor the number of customers served, the number of burgers sold or the favorite items on the menu. Consequently, managers could not make accurate projections and sales forecasts. Third, McDonald's had a problem managing its inventory across different outlets, as supply orders were being made based on each outlet's manager's instinct without the use of any computerized system. Everything was handwritten at the time. And fourth, the company did not have standardized operations across its different outlets, which made it difficult to monitor and evaluate performance in their different establishments. In that same year, the company had come up with an idea to solve all of its problems, and they called it Project Innovate, which was a real-time enterprise resource planning solution for the whole company. Project Innovate ran between the years of 1999 up until the year of 2002, when it was scrapped by a newly appointed management team at the firm. Its budget had been estimated at about $1 billion, and its sole purpose was to integrate the more than 30,000 different McDonald's outlets in existence at the time, across over 120 different countries, giving the managers a bird's-eye view of the entire company's operations from the counter to the kitchen. But things did not go as planned, and according to information available on the project, here are some of the mistakes the company may have made that led to the project's failure. For starters, the project had what we believe to be an unrealistic scope. Establishing a global network to cover every single one of its locations was an exceptionally challenging task because each location had their own IT infrastructure, working culture and operations management processes. Secondly, the company seems to have not involved all of the people affected by the project from the beginning, as they failed to get enough information and feedback from the store managers worldwide. This information should have been used by the technical team in determining the project's feasibility. Thirdly, there is indication that inadequate risk management was also at play. Had enough risk calculation of the project and its milestones been conducted, they probably would have shut down the project before spending a single $1 million on it. Fourthly, it is very important to have qualified and experienced project managers in a project such as this. If McDonald's had had a skilled project manager, he or she would have informed the executives about the many barriers that existed against Project Innovate, by examining the project's feasibility thoroughly from the beginning. And last, but not least, throughout the duration of the project, McDonald's had a bad relationship with information technology. The company's culture had a low synergy with technological adoptions, and so the management had insufficient understanding of IT, and unrealistic expectations for Innovate. And all of these problems rendered painful consequences for Project Innovate. The project was shut down after running for about 4 years. Its pilot stage never took off and the company incurred a total of $170 million in lost investment. These consequences are common to many companies undertaking large-scale IT projects, even today. Now, let's evaluate what we can learn from this failure in IT project management. There are 5 key lessons for us to digest here. Lesson number 1, be realistic. Project managers should define goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and timed. Requirements should always be ranked to identify the most important ones, as opposed to pursuing full-scale implementations in large projects. and after selecting the requirements to be developed, the project team should perform feasibility and impact of implementation analysis of the project on business processes. This allows them to have a truthful and accurate understanding of the project's target and how they should go about tackling it. Lesson number 2: keep projects to manageable sizes. Projects should be kept in proportions that can be controlled by the project management team. The ambitious goal of uniting all of its global operations in different time zones in the 90s was a rather insensible one, when the company could have otherwise gone with a single state or country to begin with. This boldness ended up costing many of the company's resources for a period of 4 years. Lesson number 3: narrow focus and control scope. The triple constraints, time, cost and scope, should be monitored and controlled throughout the project's life cycle. Any changes in any of the 3 can have a recursive impact on the other 2. Therefore, the project team must observe its progression towards the project goals and objectives with reference to these constraints. Lesson number 4: involve teams and other stakeholders. Everyone that is involved in the project, either directly or indirectly, should be part of the conceptualization of the solution from the get-go. This includes customers, daily operation managers, technologists, project sponsors, and many others. Getting input from all sides can not only help the team get a better picture of the real problem, but it can also help elude the team to the best solution for the problem. Lesson number 5: prioritize organizational and business needs. This is arguably the most important lesson of all. Projects should always begin, run and end with a business need in mind. Although this need may not be of financial nature, it should always certainly be directly related to a business core at the firm. To do this, the project team must constantly answer the following questions. What are the business problems? How will this project solve them? Are we taking the correct approach with the solution? Knowing the answer to these questions keeps the team focused on solving the real problems, even if difficulties arise during the project. These lessons summarize to us the key aspects of scope management in IT project management. So if you're a project manager or member of a project team, then it's always important for you to remember to analyze your project's feasibility continuously. Aim for SMART goals. Get everyone's input from day one. And always focus on the business needs. That would be all for this session. Thank you for watching.